wilderness a little bit more. But yeah, these are chickens now. Got them, they're 2 days old. These are my chickens. Fresh, they're probably about 2 months old right now, so they haven't started laying eggs yet, but I want to get more chickens. Got my fucking tortoise over there. He's in the far left corner.
This is the Schmo with the Pro. He's the number 2 ranked UFC Bantamweight. He's got the best hair in the UFC. He's the Suga Show. Sean O'Malley in the flesh in your backyard, Arizona. How we doing?
Schmo, I'm doing good. I can't complain. Got the title shot finally, so can't complain.
Can't complain indeed. You were there in the flesh, UFC 288. You got the title shot. You got to go inside the octagon face-to-face with the man Aljamain Sterling. When you sized him up in that moment, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, in the moment, I thought, you know what? This dude's not as big as he looks on TV. I've seen him in person at the PI and stuff with clothes on. The dude's shredded. Don't get me wrong. But he's just not as big as he looks. You know, I think he's got them long arms. But yeah, good. It felt really good seeing him face-to-face. You know, I had Merab hold my jacket while I was able to, you know, really get in the moment there with Aljo.
Yeah, speaking of Merab holding that jacket, man, have you dry cleaned it? Have you sent it to him? What are you doing with that jacket?
You know what? I haven't touched it since I wore it. You know, I put it back on. I had a little weird stench to it, and yeah, I should probably get it dry cleaned. Haven't thought too much of it.
He didn't have cooties, did he?
I think he did. He had them cooties, you know. He definitely didn't have no girl cooties, because I don't think that dude's kissed a girl, to be honest. I'd be actually very interested in that. I've never seen him. I actually know.
He's got that photo in Jamaica.
Yeah. I take that back. That dude pulls some beautiful Jamaican women.
Well, I don't know, man. If you two ever danced, hypothetically speaking, you'd be the guy who could pull more chicks. You or Merab. Or is that not even a question?
Come on, Schmo. The Merab's got that all day.
All right, Merab, there it is, man. Now talk to the Schmo for a second, man. So you got the next title shot. Do you think it's going to be in Boston? Is it going to be August 19th? Do you think Aljamain Sterling is going to make you wait a little bit, maybe a little bit into the fall? What would you think here?
You know what? I don't think Aljo has very much pull as far as like, hey, Dana, I don't want to fight in August. I want to fight. You know, I don't think he's got that pull. I do think August 19th sounded like that's what Dana wanted in Boston. So if I had to guess, I would say August 19th in Boston is it. It's not official, though, so, you know, until it's official, it's not official. Science.
There it is. You're speaking for everybody when you say that. So, listen, man, you saw the fight. The Schmo knows you scored it for Henry Cejudo right there when you were there live cage side. But what do you think Henry did not capitalize on?
I thought he did enough to win. Like you said, you know, in live, you scored it for Henry as well, and you said you went and rewatched it that night, and you could see how they gave it to Aljo. So maybe I will react the same way. In the moment, I thought Henry had got the job done. I thought he did more damage. He landed the bigger shots on the feet. On the ground, they both kind of neutralized each other. They didn't really do too much to each other. They're both so high level, it kind of canceled each other out. So I'd say it kind of came down to who landed more on the feet. And from my perspective, live cage side, it looked like Henry did got the job done.
Well, both these guys in the pre-fight were talking about fighting you next, maybe as a tune-up, and then going up and challenging Volkanovski in the 145-pound weight division. When you hear that, man, how does that make you feel? And would you want to go up and face Volkanovski and steal both their plans if you get your hand raised and become the champion?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. They weren't really fighting for the bantamweight belt. They were fighting to see who gets to fight me next. And they both say that their plan is to fight me and then move up. It's not their plan. The UFC's plan is whoever wins that fight has to fight me. So, you know, they could switch it and make it look like it's their idea, their big plan. But really, it's the UFC saying, no, the winner of this is fighting Sean. So, you know, if they chose to just go up and fight, they probably would rather do that, you know, because I could smash those plans.
So how does Suga Sean O'Malley become the bantamweight champion of the world? Does he choke him out, Aljamain Sterling? Does he knock him out? If you were to put your finger in the wind and make a prediction, how do you envision getting the hand raised?
I am a sniper, and Aljo walks forward. He's very, his awkwardness is effective in MMA. You got to give it to him because you watch him strike, and you're like, what the hell's he doing? But look what he's done. So his awkwardness is effective, but I think it will be the downfall of him because I am a sniper. You can't walk forward like that with me and cross your feet with your chin in the air because I will find it, and I will find it often. And I'm not saying I'm going to go out there in one shot and put his lights out in the first. I just believe that I will hit him over and over and over again to where he will fall.
And it sounds like a fight that could happen then would be Merab Dvalishvili against Henry Cejudo. And maybe that becomes the co-main event if you're main eventing. Let's say it's August 19th or another fight. Who knows? How would you see that one playing out between Henry Cejudo and Merab?
I would say I think Henry could beat Merab. I really do. I think Henry's more well-rounded than Merab. And I think Henry, he looked good against Aljo. I thought he won. He looked really good. He still got it. He's a very competitive guy. And, I think he could beat Merab for sure.
And the Schmo was just on the Bro Malley show, and you're saying that Aljamain Sterling is right now the consensus greatest bantamweight of all time, ahead of Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at his resume and what he's done, and it's hard to deny that. I think Aljamain's the greatest bantamweight of all time currently.
Did you see Dillon Danis over there? Because he was all over the Schmo. He was saying that the Schmo gave him his number, you're his number. Don't even know, but the Schmo actually ran into him over there in Newark, UFC 288. Did you run into Dillon Danis?
No, he stayed clear away from this fucking right hand. He knows better to come up on me. No, Connor, gave me his number. Yeah. You saw the text. Yeah. He's doing his thing. He's trying to, when you can't fight and you just you're not good at anything, you just try to, who's the biggest name? The Schmo and Suga. I'm going to use their names, try to get some clout. I got a couple LOLs from it. I thought it was kind of funny. I giggled, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I mean, that's just his profession, if you want to call it. That's his way of staying relevant. My way is knocking people out. I just knocked out Peter, knocked out Pedro before that. So yeah, my way of staying relevant is a lot different than his. His is using, other people's names, and mine's knocking people out. So.
And speaking of relevancy, yesterday was the press conference. Nate Diaz, Jake Paul. How hyped are you for this fight? And I know it's an early prediction, but how do you see this thing playing out? Are you still on the Jake Paul wave?
I'm 10 out of 10 excited for this fight. There hasn't been a Jake Paul fight that I haven't been excited for, and Nate Diaz fight. So you put those two together, super excited. As far as a prediction, we're too far out. I got to think about it a little bit more. Jake's got some serious power. Nate doesn't really he's not necessarily hard to hit. He's always kind of just been able to take a lot of damage. I know they're at 185. Jake's a big boy, and he's got a lot of confidence in that right hand. And I do think he will be able to land that right hand. But will he be able to land it enough to slow Nate Diaz down or even drop him? Boxing gloves with wraps is a lot different feel than a small MMA glove. I really feel like you can get a lot more juice out of a boxing glove, really, than an MMA glove. So, early prediction, I'm not sure, but, it's a tough fight. You want to see them both win, but that can't happen.
And speaking of juice worth the squeeze, that's you, Suga Show. Can we get a final message for all the Suga Sean O'Malley fans out there worldwide?
The Suga Show's taking over. 2023, I will be champ, and I will be champ till the end of time. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will do what Henry couldn't do, and that's put Aljo out.
Doing big things in the Jordan year. He's the pro, I'm the Schmo. Arizona, we're out.